So what is break fix when it comes to IT? All right, break fix is a simple concept, and it's actually not even limited to IT. The bottom line for break fix is when it breaks, fix it. Otherwise, leave it alone. That's pretty simple. Huh? And that strategy can be used for automotive care, healthcare, home maintenance, just about anything. But for this conversation, we're going to stick with IT because I have no idea how any of those other things work. Now, on the surface, break fix sounds like a great way to minimize your costs. You don't have to pay anyone for anything until or unless something breaks. And then you're only paying for them to fix it. It's very simple, it's very straightforward. But let's talk about a couple of possible drawbacks. First of all, let's talk about preventative maintenance. The thing that ultimately broke, well, if someone was paying attention to it, there might have been a really simple and cheap way to prevent the break from happening in the first place. But no, you didn't do that. So you're stuck with the break. Next, let's talk about downtime. If something breaks, then everybody who depends on it being available is, stuck. And that costs your organization money. And we'll be doing a video on that notion soon enough. More often than not, I've found that organizations who are trying to be on the cheap side through break fix don't pay enough attention to these downtime costs. They can actually be significant. And what about when it's broken, you don't notice? Okay, specifically, what about if a bad guy gets into your network? They don't necessarily break anything, at least not at first. They're focused potentially on getting access to your network, your data, stealing your confidential information. All the while, they're technically not breaking anything. Oh, except any defense you might have against the bad guys. Nothing to fix, folks. Let's move along now. Next, we've got Rip Van Winkle Tech. Anyway, the technology might continue to work, but since no one's paying attention to it or upgrading it, it's falling further and further behind. And since it's technically working, nobody really cares. Until you want to add additional features or functionality or integrate it with other parts of your organization, and you find out you can't because it's 3 sessions or versions behind, and it's going to be significantly more expensive to catch yourself up than it would have been if you just kept the thing going. Here's the sneaky one. Nobody likes it when your stuff is broke, except maybe that person who you're paying to fix it. Now, hear me out here. The person who fixes the stuff is only paid when it's broken. So from a strictly financial standpoint, they're actually incentivized for you to have stuff broken. So they prefer it when the stuff is broken. They're incentivized by the downtime, so they're not going to try to help minimize that downtime. It's hardly a match made in heaven, is it? Now, to be clear, there are some circumstances where break fix might work, might make sense, where temporary solutions are easily available while you're waiting for stuff to be fixed, or the cost of downtime is minimal. But for most organizations, it should be the exception, not the rule. Because if you get hit by just a couple of these break fix vulnerabilities we've discussed, the savings that you might think break fix brings just got wiped away like that.